as what Julia have mentioned just now, basically is a major player. And in Sabah context, it is the same. The manufacturing sector has been quite slow. For some reason, we are looking at what will be the key investors that will come in, whether from the foreign or domestic market, basically to drive the manufacturing sector. We have been quoting Tanjong for a long time. This factoring process has going in for, I think, well, 6 or 7 years back. And it's not easy to get them to commit to build the automotive hub here. And I'm happy to say that they are committed to do that now. If you need to give me some encouragement, could you give me some applause? That is some indication that you really wake up. Believe me, you have to do that by the time the rest of the speakers come on stage. But what is important is that we try to anchor certain of the manufacturing sector. Automotive, we are trying to anchor more of Petronas investment in the development of Sipitang. You talk about oil and gas in Sabah, we have started moving it 3 or 4 years back. Not a long time, it all started because they built a huge pipeline. But instead of sending the gas away, we took some of it. And for what Sipitang today, we have a blueprint of what we want to do with the gas. And what do we do there? We are going to build basically an agro-petrochemical park using the gas. It is all downstream. It is all manufacturing. But at least we are going to say that one day we are producing petrol-based chemicals, probably the biggest in the region. When I say the biggest, because Petronas throw in 4.5 billion of investment in Samor. And Samor produce urea. When that is in operation, we will be the biggest producer of urea in the region. It just started in a matter of 3 or 4 years. And we are looking at more gas, generating more downstream activity, so that it will bring along with it the services sector, the provider. But if you look at some of these major activities that we have been talking about, the manufacturing sector, those that we try to anchor and invest into Sabah, have taken along with them basically on the supply chain, the value chain, and that provide the services that is important to support the manufacturing sector. So if the manufacturing sector, if we can get in or perform better than what the statistics have shown, because services sector contributed for 47.7%, but the manufacturing sector not even up to 10%. But if I see it that if we could actually improve on the manufacturing sector, the services sector will be even better. Now, there are a lot of services, support services, that are related or manufacturer-led, as I mentioned to you. But the director have already said that there are others which have been identified that are not actually manufacturer-led. You talk about tourism, the services related to tourism, the hotels, the resorts, and the services is provided for the tourism industry. It is huge and it is blooming. And it's anticipated we will probably get in 3 million of tourists this year. We were not going to get anything less than 3 to 4 billion of investment related to tourism this year. So it is a huge player in Sabah. It is not manufacturer-led. It is led by the orangutan and the beaches and the mountain. It is by nature, but that's what business is all about. Because people coming here to visit, they are bringing in money, like people that will come here to invest in building factories. And as this is growing, it leads us to look into how we would develop the services sector. We have to improve quite a number of things. And you talk to the tourism minister, he's asking people to speak Korean. And I told him it's better for more of them to speak Chinese Mandarin. The reason is because the influx of tourists into Sabah has been Korean going to Chinese. It doesn't really matter, because when they come here, they don't speak so much. They're supposed to come here and spend money on the beaches and on the food. So it took the food industry along with it. Again, providing food is another sector. You come to Sabah, other than the mountain and the sea and the islands and the monkey, it is the food. It is from the sea. And this by itself attracts people that come to Sabah. And this by itself provide the business basically into the hotel, the resorts, the food, and many other service providers. What's next? We are looking at what other potential that would basically help Sabah as we move forward. We have prepared, as I mentioned, for the manufacturing sector and how it should catch up, and it will take along with it the services provider. We have also looked at what tourism sector is and what it would if we grow the services provider that is connected to tourism. But what is important is that Sabah has much more to offer. I took seriously when I talked to my officers, I think up to yesterday, and on a different occasion, I have mentioned about bioeconomy. I probably need to make some mention of it. When we talk about the bioeconomy transformation program that was launched by the Prime Minister late 2012, is more than a year now. But what has been planned in that direction of development, most part of it, I would believe, would benefit Sabah. You talk about bioeconomy in the three important sectors, whether it's agro-biotech, whether it's the healthcare, or whether it's the plantation-based, like palm oil industry, from CPO down to biomass that we talk about all the time. These are the major activities that are already happening in Sabah. For important places, just talk about the plantation-based and the bioeconomy. Sabah have moved since 2006 in the development of POIC in Latitude, where we wanted to capture the downstream of the CPO industry. And we captured good clusters of people coming in, right from biofuel down to oleochemical and a lot of other related activities. As I said before, with this development that's going in, again, it pulls along the service provider because it's part of the supply chain. And we have been doing that. And of late, related to the development of the plantation, it's not so much of the CPO. It is more of the development of biomass. And people from many parts of the world has come to Sabah because we provide 30 million tons of waste. You would never imagine that people only look at CPO price. But CPO price is good. If you're looking at 2006, going up to 2008, the metric ton of CPO, the prices is good. But it's not just the CPO price that people look at now. They're looking at the waste, the biomass that we provide. And we have huge, big mass of it. Now, you'll never believe that with the right technology, they are converting the biomass into money. And today, we are